You think her ass is cute? You should see mine.
Range Wilson, fitness, comedy, life.
As 2004 was turning into 2005, things were getting a little bit weird at the Venice Beach condo. First, Aaron's company held its holiday party, which Grant and David also ended up attending. Grant, in the midst of his usual goofball antics, broke a huge planter at the venue, right in front of some cops. Grant successfully fled the scene, but David ended up getting arrested and taking the rap for Grant. Aaron and Grant came rushing back to the beach condo, wondering what they should do about David. Since none of us had bail money, I told them there was nothing we could do. David would just have to spend the night in jail and then deal with the consequences afterwards. In the meantime, I started seriously thinking about moving somewhere else. Those sorts of frat boy antics just highlighted the generation gap between myself and the other three. A couple of weeks later, I felt the generation gap even more strongly. It was New Year's Eve and my other three housemates were all out on the town. I am not big on holidays, as I've mentioned before, so I planned to just spend a quiet night at the beach condo. But it turned out we had house guests. Aaron's younger brother, who was only 18, was there with his baby and his baby mama, who was also only 18. I do not remember their names, so I will call them Teen Mom and Teen Dad. Quite naturally, because they had the baby, they decided not to go anywhere for New Year's Eve. After I got back from a late dinner, I felt like I should be a good host and keep them company for a while. It turned out they took an instant liking to me. In particular, Teen Mom was in a frisky mood. She had been admiring the photo prints up on the wall, and when I admitted they were mine, she asked to see more of my photography. I led her into my bedroom so I could pull up more photos on my computer, and instead of just looking over my shoulder, she laid right down on my bed and made herself comfortable. After I showed her some of the photos of Carly from Colorado Springs, she said, "You think her ass is cute? You should see mine." And I'm thinking to myself, isn't that your guy right out there? But it turns out they were not officially a couple, even though they were still sleeping together. At that point, I was already outside of my comfort zone. In the meantime, Teen Dad had dug out some lingerie photos he had taken of Teen Mom. He showed me the photos and they demonstrated a decent level of artistry. I was suitably impressed and asked whether they had taken any nude shots. They admitted that they had, but had not brought any prints along because they were worried about what Aaron would think. Then, Teen Dad asked me if I had any meds. I said no, which was true, because I had grown up in the generation before everybody and their brother was medicated. But that got me curious about what he was hoping I had. He said, "It doesn't matter, I'll take anything." Now I was definitely outside my comfort zone. But my discomfort did not stop me from continuing to be a good host. We kept chatting and laughing as the night wore on. Eventually, Teen Mom breastfed her baby and was in no hurry to cover up afterwards. Then she went to put the baby to sleep, came back to the couch, and settled in right next to me. Now the moment of truth had arrived. I had to decide whether to make some sort of move towards Teen Mom. If I did, and she was receptive, I could expect Teen Dad to join in. But as I have mentioned before, I think threesomes work better in fantasy than in reality. Also, I was concerned about our age difference. And I also had to worry about Aaron coming home and catching us in the act. But the real kicker was the baby. If she started crying, I fully expected Teen Mom to respond immediately because she had been an attentive mother all evening long. That would have left Teen Dad and myself staring at each other, wondering what to do. Once I had visualized that situation, I was done with the whole idea. And sure enough, about 15 minutes later, the baby did start crying, and Teen Mom did rush away to the bedroom. So in retrospect, I think I made the right decision. I may have missed out on a very memorable evening, but it also may have been an evening that I would want to forget. And speaking of forgetting, it was not long afterwards when I got asked out by a woman that I did not even remember meeting. Tune in next time to find out what happened when I went out on a date with a mystery woman. Until then, click the icon to subscribe, the playlist to catch up on my life videos, or watch a video that YouTube has picked for you personally. My name is Range Wilson, and I'll see you next time.